right, business analysis, always seems kind of mysterious to me, but also super interesting.
Yeah, I get that.
So we're diving deep into it today, using Laura Brandenburg's How to Start a Business Analyst Career as our guide.
Cool.
What I love about this book is that it's packed with, like, real stories and advice from people who've actually been there, done that.
Yeah.
And honestly, it's changed my whole perception of the job. Before I kind of pictured it as just endless meetings and, like, death by PowerPoint.
Yeah.
But it turns out there's way more to it than that.
Yeah, it's definitely more dynamic.
Right.
Way more.
So much more. I've always been kind of fascinated by people who can, like, bridge that gap between what people want and what tech can actually do.
Yeah, that's a real skill.
It's like a superpower.
Absolutely. I mean, what I find fascinating about business analysis is, like, it's right at that intersection
Yeah.
of business needs and, how technology can actually provide solutions. It's fast-paced. It requires understanding not just the business side,
Right.
but also being able to think critically and creatively about how tech can improve things.
Okay, so let's unpack this a bit. What does a business analyst actually do day to day?
Right.
The guide uses this great peeling an onion analogy,
Oh, yeah, I love that one.
which I thought was so perfect.
Yeah, it perfectly captures the whole process of, like, uncovering those deeper requirements.
Yeah.
You start with a problem, seems simple on the surface, but as you peel back those layers, you discover more complexity.
Yeah.
Hidden needs that the tech solution has to address. It's like detective work,
Total.
but for software.
I love that. And imagine having to, like, explain those complexities
Right.
to both the tech folks and the business folks.
Oh, yeah.
That's got to be a challenge.
Absolutely.
I mean, the guide doesn't shy away from, like, the tough parts of the job either.
Nope.
It mentions that, things can get pretty heated, especially when a project hits a snag.
Oh, absolutely. Think about it. Tight deadlines,
Well,
conflicting priorities,
yeah.
personalities clashing.
Oh, God?
It can definitely get intense. And that's why adaptability is so crucial
Yeah.
for BAs. No 2 days are the same.
Right.
You might be running a workshop one day, like to define a project scope.
Yeah.
And then the next, you're elbow deep in technical discussions with developers.
Wow.
Constant balancing act.
Okay, so you need to be flexible. Think on your feet.
Yeah.
What else is essential? I feel like there are a lot of misconceptions about this profession.
Oh, there definitely are. One of the big ones
Okay.
is that you need to be like a tech whiz to be a BA.
Right.
While some technical knowledge is helpful, it's not the be-all, end-all.
Okay.
What's more important is being able to analyze information, solve problems, and communicate effectively.
Oh, okay.
The guide actually emphasizes these as the core skills.
Okay.
And I couldn't agree more.
That's actually really encouraging.
Yeah.
It makes me think about all the skills that you could pick up from other fields
Right.
that would translate well.
Totally.
Like if you have a background in marketing, project management,
Yeah.
even customer service, you've probably already developed some of the skills a BA needs.
Absolutely. And the guide makes a great point
Yeah.
about how many BAs actually come from diverse backgrounds.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And what matters most
Okay.
is your ability to learn, adapt, and bridge that gap between business and IT.
Yeah.
Understanding what each side needs and finding a way to make it work.
So it's not just about the tech skills. It's about being able to, like, translate,
Yeah.
negotiate,
Yeah.
and really champion both sides of the equation.
That's it.
That's fascinating.
Mm.
Now, what about those of us who are intrigued by the field, but aren't in a BA role yet?
Yeah.
Is there anything we can do to kind of get a taste of what it's like?
Absolutely. And this is where the guide gets really practical. It talks about becoming a critical consumer of requirements,
Okay.
even if you're not the one writing them yourself.
Okay, what exactly does that mean?
It means actively engaging
Okay.
with the requirements that are presented to you, even in your current job, instead of just accepting them at face value.
Right.
Think critically about how they're structured, how clearly they define the problem,
Right.
and whether they actually capture the user's needs.
So it's like being a detective,
Exactly.
but for requirements, documents.
That's it. It's about asking questions, challenging assumptions, looking for ways to improve clarity
Okay.
and effectiveness.
That's a really cool way to start, like, flexing those BA muscles.
Yeah.
And I bet you could do that in, like, all sorts of situations, not just with tech projects.
Right.
Like if your team is struggling with a process or needs to make a decision, you could suggest taking a more analytical approach.
Exactly. You could volunteer to document the current process, brainstorm solutions,
Yeah.
even facilitate a simple decision-making meeting. These might seem like small things, but they're all opportunities to practice those core BA skills.
Yeah.
Elicitation, analysis, communication, and validation.
I love that you can start building those skills.
Yeah.
In your everyday life. It's like a secret weapon.
It is.
For anyone who wants to, like, explore the BA world.
Absolutely. And the guide also emphasizes that networking is key.
Yeah, networking. But honestly, the whole concept can feel a bit overwhelming sometimes.
I get it.
Yeah.
But the guide offers some really practical tips.
Like what?
Well, instead of thinking about networking as just handing out resumes,
Okay.
think of it as building relationships
Okay.
that can open doors to new knowledge and opportunities.
Okay.
Attending industry events,
Yeah.
engaging in online communities,
Right.
and even having informational interviews with experienced BAs are great ways to start.
Okay, so it's more about having, like, genuine conversations and learning from others.
Exactly.
Who are already in the field. I can definitely see the value in that.
It's a chance to hear firsthand about the day-to-day realities of being a BA.
Right.
Get personalized advice.
Yeah.
And even uncover those hidden opportunities you might not find through traditional job searches.
Okay, cool. You know, I think the guy does a great job of, like, demystifying the whole networking thing.
Yes.
It takes away the pressure. It makes it seem more like a natural part of, you know, exploring a new field.
Right. It's all part of the journey.
Speaking of the journey, I'm curious about the different types of, like, BA roles out there.
Yeah.
It's not just a one-size-fits-all profession, right?
You're absolutely right. There's a ton of variety in the BA world. Some roles are super industry specific. Like, you know, if you have a deep understanding of healthcare
Okay.
and want to work on projects implementing, say, electronic health record systems.
That makes sense. So you could leverage, like, your existing knowledge in a specific field.
Exactly.
Okay.
But there are also roles that are more focused on, like, specific tools or processes.
Right.
You might become an expert in a certain type of requirements management software
Okay.
or specialize in agile methodologies.
Cool.
There are even product-focused BA roles
Okay.
where you work on developing and improving software for, you know, external customers.
Wow, that is a lot of variety.
Yeah.
It's like choosing your own adventure, but for your career.
That's a good way to put it.
So how do you even begin to figure out what kind of BA job is the right fit for you?
That's a great question. The guide provides a handy checklist to help you determine if a job is truly a BA role, even if the title doesn't scream business analyst.
Okay, so, like, reading between the lines is important here?
Yeah.
What should we be looking for?
One key question to ask is, will I be eliciting, analyzing, communicating, and validating requirements? If the answer is yes, you're likely looking at a BA position.
Got it.
Also, keep an eye out for words like liaison, translate, deliverables, collaborate, and facilitate.
Okay.
These are verbs often associated with that BA skill set.
That's really helpful. So it's about, like, understanding what the role actually entails.
Yeah.
Not just getting caught up in the job title.
Exactly. And the guide also mentions something called blended roles,
Okay.
which are becoming increasingly common.
Blended roles, what are those all about?
Well, as organizations try to, you know, optimize their workforce and adapt to that changing work landscape, they're creating roles that combine different skill sets.
Okay.
So you might find a position that blends business analysis with, say, project management, quality assurance, or even user interface design.
So you're wearing multiple hats.
Right.
But still utilizing those core BA skills.
Exactly. Blended roles can be an amazing way to broaden your skill set and become even more valuable to employers.
Right.
Just make sure you're proactive about seeking out those opportunities to develop those BA skills within the role.
Right. So even if the job title isn't strictly business analyst, you can still gain relevant experience.
Absolutely. And the guide actually offers some great advice on how to leverage your current experience, even if it doesn't seem directly related to business analysis.
Okay.
For instance, it talks about becoming a subject matter expert on a project.
That's interesting. So even if you're not, like, writing the requirements yourself,
Yeah.
you can still contribute your expertise
Right.
and help shape the solution.
Exactly.
I can totally relate to that because I've been in situations where, my knowledge of a certain area was crucial to a project's success. Even though I wasn't officially in a BA role, it was definitely a chance to flex those, analytical and problem-solving muscles.
Exactly. And those are the experiences that you can highlight on your resume and talk about in interviews.
Yeah.
It's about showing
Yeah.
you have the skills and the mindset to excel as a BA, regardless of your formal job title.
Like you're already on the path.
Yeah,
Even if you haven't, realized it yet.
exactly. And the guide suggests taking on tasks like facilitating process improvement sessions,
Okay.
conducting ROI analyses, or even becoming the point of contact for, technical issues within your team.
Right.
These might not be the most glamorous tasks,
Right.
but they're valuable opportunities to practice those core BA skills.
I'm starting to see that there are, hidden BA opportunities.
There are.
Everywhere, if you know what to look for.
Yeah, absolutely. And the guide even talks about crafting an outcome-based resume.
Okay.
This is where you shift the focus from just listing your responsibilities to highlighting your accomplishments
Right.
and the impact you've had
Okay.
in previous roles.
So instead of saying, I was responsible for gathering requirements, you'd say something like,
I successfully elicited requirements from a diverse group of stakeholders, resulting in a 15% reduction in development time.
Perfect. Exactly. Yeah.
It's about quantifying your contributions
Right.
and showcasing your value. And the beauty is you can often reframe past experiences
Okay.
to align with that BA skill set.
It's like you're telling a story about your capabilities,
Yeah,
not just listing tasks.
exactly. And the guide encourages, going beyond traditional job boards
Okay.
and leveraging your network to uncover those hidden opportunities.
Yeah.
Remember, many jobs are never officially posted.
Oh, right. Yeah.
It's about building relationships with people who can vouch for your skills and connect you with the right opportunities.
It's about who you know as much as what you know, right?
Precisely. And when you do get that interview,
Mm-hmm.
preparation is key.
Yeah.
The guide offers great advice on anticipating the interviewer's perspective,
Right.
bringing insightful questions to the table,
Mm-hmm.
and practicing
Okay.
how you talk about your BA experiences
Right.
in a way that highlights your value.
So it's about being strategic
Yeah.
and understanding what the hiring manager is looking for.
Absolutely.
Okay.
One thing that stood out to me was the emphasis on understanding the hiring manager's pain points.
Yeah.
It's about showing how you can help them solve problems and achieve goals,
Right.
not just filling a vacancy
Right.
on their team. The guide even suggests anticipating questions
Okay.
from different perspectives,
Oh, interesting. Okay.
like those of the hiring manager, other BAs on the team, and stakeholders.
That's such a smart approach.
Yeah.
It's like you're walking into the interview already knowing how to add value.
Exactly. And if you can demonstrate that you're a problem solver,
Yeah.
a communicator, and a
Yep.
collaborator,
Yeah.
you'll be well on your way to landing that dream BA job.
This is all so insightful. Before we move on, what's one key takeaway you'd want our listener to walk away with so far?
I'd say the business analyst profession is about so much more than just writing requirements documents.
Right.
It's about making a real impact.
Yeah.
Bridging that gap between business needs and technological solutions.
Yes.
And constantly learning and adapting to new challenges.
I love that. And I think we've just scratched the surface of this fascinating field. So for those listeners who are ready to take the plunge, what are some practical steps they can take to start their BA journey? We'll be back to unpack that after a quick break.
So you're ready to start your BA journey, huh? Where do you even begin?
Yeah, that's the big question, right?
Right. Well, the guide, it emphasizes crafting a targeted job search strategy.
Okay.
Instead of just sending your resume everywhere, right?
Yeah.
You want to focus on the specific types of BA roles
Okay.
that align with your skills and interests.
So it's not about casting a wide net.
Nope.
It's about being strategic.
Strategic,
Okay.
finding the right fit.
Got it.
So once you've identified those target roles, right,
Yeah.
you want to tailor your resume and cover letter to highlight the experiences
Okay.
and achievements that are most relevant.
So you've got your sights set on some specific roles. What's next?
Remember how we were talking about networking?
Oh, yeah.
Well, this is where it really comes into play. Connect with people who work in your target industries.
Okay.
Organizations. Attend industry events. Join online communities.
Yeah.
The more people you connect with,
Right.
the more opportunities you're going to uncover.
It's like you're building a network of like support and guidance.
Exactly.
As you navigate this new career path. The guide also talks about informational interviews.
Yeah.
As a valuable way to like gain insights and build those relationships.
Absolutely.
It even provides a list of questions to ask during those interviews, which I found super helpful.
Yeah, they're fantastic. Informational interviews are a fantastic way to learn from people.
Right.
Who are already doing what you aspire to do.
Yeah.
It's your chance to ask those burning questions, get personalized advice, and even discover those hidden opportunities you might not find through traditional job searches.
It's like having a mentor who can give you like insider tips and a realistic view of what the job actually entails.
Exactly.
Okay, so speaking of interviews, the guide kind of delves deep into interview preparation.
Oh, yeah.
It covers anticipating the interviewer's perspective, bringing insightful questions to the table, and practicing your answers to common interview questions.
Yeah.
It even has like a whole section on handling the roles and responsibilities part
Oh, yeah.
of your resume, which would be tricky if you're like a career changer
Absolutely.
without a long list of, formal BA roles to showcase. So yeah, that's a really good point. How do you bridge that gap?
The key is to reframe your past experiences
Okay.
using like BA terminology.
Yep.
For example, let's say you led a process improvement initiative in your previous role.
Yep.
You can talk about how you elicited requirements from stakeholders,
Okay.
analyzed the current process, and facilitated workshops
Right.
to design a more efficient workflow.
Okay.
It's about showcasing those transferable skills
Right.
and demonstrating that you have like that BA mindset, even if your previous titles don't explicitly say, business analyst.
So it's all about highlighting those like hidden BA skills you've developed throughout your career. What about like work samples? Are those helpful?
Absolutely. Don't be afraid to bring work samples to the interview.
Okay.
This could be a requirements document you created for a personal project.
Right.
A process flow diagram you developed to improve a workflow.
Yeah.
Or even like a presentation you gave. That involved analyzing data.
Okay.
And presenting your findings.
So it's about showing.
Showing, not just telling,
Yeah.
what you're capable of.
Okay. So you've nailed the interview and you get the job offer. What then?
Congratulations.
Oh.
But before you say yes, the guide encourages you to, thoroughly evaluate the offer.
Okay.
Consider not just the salary and benefits, but also the company culture.
Yeah.
Opportunities for growth.
Right.
And whether the role truly aligns with your long-term career goals.
So it's about making a like well-rounded decision.
It is.
That supports your personal and professional goal.
Absolutely. Now, you might be wondering about like specific technical skills.
You read my mind. The guide touched on the fact that like technical skills can be developed over time, but I'm still curious about what kinds of like tools and technologies BAs typically use.
That's a great question. While the specific tools, vary depending on the company and industry.
There are some common ones that pop up
All right.
frequently. For example, many BAs use SQL.
SQL, okay. That rings a bell. It's a programming language, right?
Yep, it's a language used to manage and query databases, which is super helpful
Yeah.
for a BA who needs to like analyze data,
Right.
extract insights.
That makes sense. What about other tools?
Another common one is Jira,
Jira.
which is a project management tool.
Okay.
BAs often use Jira to track requirements,
Okay.
manage tasks,
Yeah.
and collaborate with developers.
So it's a way to like stay organized and keep everyone on the same page
Yeah,
throughout the project lifecycle.
exactly. And then there are tools for creating visuals,
Okay.
like wireframes and process flows.
Wireframes, what are those?
Think of them as like blueprints
Okay.
for websites or apps.
Got it.
They're simple visual representations
Okay.
that show the layout of pages and how users will interact with the system. So like a skeletal outline before like the actual design comes in.
Precisely. BAs use wireframing tools to help them visualize,
Okay.
communicate requirements to designers
Right.
and developers.
That's so cool. It sounds like BAs need a diverse toolkit
They do.
to get the job done.
And the good news is that many of these tools offer like free trials.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Or have free versions
Mm.
with basic functionality.
Yeah?
So you can start experimenting and learning
Okay.
even before you land your first BA role.
That's great advice.
Yeah.
It's like you can start building your technical skills alongside those like core BA competencies.
Exactly.
We talked about earlier.
And remember, learning never stops
Right.
in the tech world. Being adaptable and willing to, pick up new skills.
Yeah.
Essential
Okay.
for any successful BA.
So it's not just about mastering one set of tools.
Right.
It's about being open to learning new things.
Yeah.
As technology evolves.
Precisely. Now, let's talk about a common pitfall that many aspiring BAs encounter.
Right.
It's something the guide calls analysis paralysis.
Analysis paralysis. That sounds kind of intimidating. What is it?
It's that feeling of being overwhelmed by all the information and options, leading to an inability to make decisions.
Oh, okay.
Or move forward.
Right.
It's like you're stuck in the analysis phase.
Yeah.
And you can't get to the action phase.
I can definitely relate to that.
Yeah.
I've been there. It's like you're so focused on getting everything perfect, you end up getting nothing done.
Exactly. And the guide offers some great tips for overcoming analysis paralysis.
Like what?
Well, one key strategy is to break down large tasks into smaller, more manageable chunks.
Yeah.
This can help reduce, feelings of overwhelm, make the process feel less daunting.
So it's about taking a step-by-step approach.
Yeah.
Focusing on one thing at a time.
Exactly. And it's also important to set, realistic deadlines, expectations. Don't try to do everything at once. Right. Prioritize what's most important.
Okay.
Focus on achieving those goals first.
That's good advice for any aspect of life, really.
It is. Another helpful tip is to seek feedback early.
Okay.
And often.
Yeah.
Don't be afraid to, share your work with others.
Yeah.
Get their input.
Right.
This can help you identify potential issues or blind spots.
Okay.
Ensure you're on the right track.
That's a good reminder that, we don't have to do everything alone.
Nope.
Collaboration is key.
Exactly. And remember, it's okay to make mistakes.
Right.
Learning from your mistakes is part of the growth process.
So it's not about being perfect.
Nope.
It's about being willing to learn and adapt.
Exactly. Now, let's talk about something that can give you a huge advantage in your BA journey.
Right.
Certifications.
Certifications, I've heard about those.
Yeah.
But I'm honestly a bit confused about, what they are.
Okay.
And why they're important.
I understand. Certifications are basically credentials that demonstrate your knowledge and skills in a particular area.
Okay.
In the BA world, there are various certifications available, like the Entry Certificate in Business Analysis, or ECBA.
ECBA, got it.
From IABA.
IBA, okay.
And the Certified Business Analysis Professional.
Okay.
Or CBAP.
CBAP.
Also from IABA.
From IABA, okay.
So it's like having an official stamp of approval from a recognized organization.
Okay, got it. But, why are they so valuable?
Well, for one, they can signal to potential employers that you have a solid understanding of, business analysis principles, practices.
So it's a way to, stand out from the crowd.
Yeah.
And show you're serious about your career.
Exactly. And some certifications, like that CBA, require a certain level of experience.
Okay.
Which can make you even more attractive to employers.
That makes sense. It shows you've not only learned the theory, but you've also, put it into practice.
Precisely. And another benefit of certifications is that the preparation process itself can be incredibly valuable.
How so?
Well, studying for a certification exam forces you to, dive deep into those BA concepts, methodologies.
Right.
You'll learn about things like requirements, solicitation techniques, business process modeling, and stakeholder management.
Okay.
This knowledge can be extremely helpful, even if you don't end up taking the exam.
So it's like a crash course.
It is.
In business analysis, whether you get certified or not.
Exactly. Now, while certifications can be a great asset, it's important to remember they're not a magic bullet.
What do you mean?
Well, simply having a certification on your resume won't guarantee you a job. You still need to demonstrate your skills and experience during that interview process.
So it's not just about, the piece of paper. It's about what you can actually do.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Think of certifications as a way to, enhance your credibility, and demonstrate your commitment to professional development. You're a valuable tool in your toolkit. But they're not the only tool you need.
Got it. That's a great way to put it. So we've covered so much ground.
We have.
From targeted job searching to networking, interview prep, technical skills, and even certifications.
It's been quite a journey.
It has.
And we're not done yet.
Oh, there's more.
Let's move on to a topic that can really make you shine as a BA. Storytelling.
Storytelling. That sounds intriguing.
Yeah.
We'll be back to explore that after a quick break. All right, storytelling. In the business analyst world, I'm intrigued. Honestly, I wouldn't have naturally linked those two things.
Yeah, it might seem a bit unexpected, but storytelling is actually like a crucial skill for BAs. Think about it. You're constantly gathering information from all these different sources, right? Analyzing data. And then you got to communicate those insights to all sorts of different stakeholders. Being able to like weave those pieces into a compelling narrative can make all the difference in how well your message is received. Understood.
So it's not just about like presenting dry facts and figures. It's about engaging your audience.
Engaging them. And making that information come alive.
Exactly.
A good story, it can capture people's attention. Make complex concepts easier to grasp. Even inspire action. The guide emphasizes that BAs who can master this art of storytelling, they're often the most successful in influencing decisions, driving change.
That makes so much sense. It's like you're painting a picture with your words.
Helping people see that bigger picture.
Exactly.
But how do you actually become a better storyteller as a BA?
Well, one tip from the guide is to focus on the why behind the data.
The why. Okay, what do you mean by that?
Instead of just presenting, numbers and statistics, explain the significance of those findings. What does this data actually tell us about the problem we're trying to solve? How does it impact the business, the users? By connecting the data to a real-world context, you're making it more relatable, meaningful.
So it's about giving the data a purpose and showing people why they should care.
Exactly. Another tip is to use vivid language and imagery to bring your stories to life.
So instead of saying, like, we analyzed the user data and found that 75% of customers prefer this feature.
You might say something like, imagine you're a customer using our app for the first time. You're excited to try out this new feature, but you quickly realize it's confusing and frustrating. That's the experience 75% of our customers are having right now.
Exactly. By putting the audience in the shoes of the user, you're creating that emotional connection. Making the problem feel more real, urgent.
It's like you're taking them on a journey. And helping them experience the problem firsthand. What other, storytelling techniques can BAs use?
The guide also talks about using analogies, metaphors, to simplify complex concepts.
Oh, like that peeling the onion analogy we talked about earlier.
Exactly. Analogies can help people understand unfamiliar ideas.
Right.
By relating them to something they already know.
So instead of trying to, explain a technical concept in all those, jargon-filled terms, you can use a simple analogy that everyone can grasp.
Precisely. And don't underestimate the power of personal anecdotes.
So sharing a story from your own experience. That illustrates a point you're trying to make.
Exactly. Personal stories can be incredibly effective in building rapport with your audience, making your message more memorable.
I love that. It's like you're injecting a bit of your personality into your work and making yourself more relatable. Now, I know we touched on this before, but can we circle back to the idea of continuous learning? The guide emphasizes that learning never stops in the tech world.
It doesn't.
Especially for BAs. What are some ways aspiring BAs can, stay ahead of the curve?
That's a great question. The tech landscape, it's constantly evolving.
Right.
So it's crucial for BAs to be lifelong learners. The guide recommends staying updated on industry trends by reading industry blogs, publications, attending webinars, conferences, and participating in online communities.
So it's about immersing yourself in the world of tech and keeping your finger on the pulse of what's new.
Exactly. And don't be afraid to experiment with new tools and technologies.
Even if they're outside your current comfort zone.
Exactly. The more you explore, the more versatile you'll become as a BA. And remember, learning doesn't have to be, formal or expensive.
Right.
There are tons of free online resources.
Yeah.
Like tutorials, articles, and even open source projects that can help you expand your knowledge and skills.
That's so encouraging. It's like there's a whole world of learning opportunities out there just waiting to be discovered.
And speaking of discovery, the guide also emphasizes embracing a growth mindset.
Okay.
This means being open to feedback, viewing challenges as opportunities for learning, constantly seeking ways to improve your skills.
So it's not about seeing mistakes as failures. It's about seeing them as stepping stones to growth.
Exactly. Having a growth mindset is essential for anyone in a fast-paced field like tech, where things are constantly changing and evolving.
It's like you're saying, bring on the challenges. I'm ready to learn and grow from them.
Precisely. And remember, the journey to becoming a successful BA, it's a marathon, not a sprint.
Right.
It's about continuous learning, building your network, seeking out opportunities to develop those skills, and most importantly, being passionate about the work you do.
This deep dive has been a true eye-opener. I'm walking away with a whole new perspective on the business analyst profession. What really surprised me was the emphasis on soft skills.
Yeah.
Like communication, collaboration, even storytelling.
Yeah, it's not just about being a tech whiz. It's about being a well-rounded individual who can bridge that gap between business and technology.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And the beauty of it is that those soft skills, they're transferable.
They are.
To so many different fields and industries. So even if you don't end up pursuing a career as a BA, the skills you develop along the way will be incredibly valuable. That's such a great point. It's like you're investing in your future no matter what path you choose. Now, before we wrap up, I want to circle back to something that really resonated with me. The idea that there are hidden BA opportunities everywhere.
Yes. Remember, even if your current job title doesn't scream business analyst, you can still find ways to flex those BA muscles.
Yeah.
And gain relevant experience.
It's about being proactive, seeking out challenges, and taking initiative to solve problems and improve processes.
Exactly. And don't underestimate the power of small steps.
Right.
Every time you analyze a problem, document a process, or facilitate a meeting, you're honing those core BA skills.
It's like you're building a portfolio of experience without even realizing it.
You are.
Now, for our listeners who are feeling inspired to explore this, exciting career path, what's one final piece of advice you would give them?
Start by taking small steps today.
Okay.
Reach out to someone in your network who works as a business analyst.
Okay.
Read a blog post. Listen to a podcast about business analysis.
Right.
Volunteer for a project at work that involves, eliciting requirements or analyzing a process.
Okay.
Every step you take, no matter how small, brings you closer to your goal.
That's fantastic advice. A huge thanks to you for sharing your expertise and insights with us today. And to our listeners, we hope this deep dive has sparked your curiosity and equipped you with the knowledge to navigate the exciting world of business analysis. Until next time, keep diving deep.